Well, this morning's keynote has been amazing. I feel very special to be here. It's my second time speaking at KCD, New York. And honestly, I'm embarrassed because everybody said what I was going to say. No, that was joking. But I did had a very embarrassing moments last year. I remember it was in a hot summer. I was in my home office and I was trying to run the GitHub MCP server. I was able to get it running locally and I tested it. It works great. But now I want to run it in my Kubernetes cluster and I want to put a proxy as a sidecar to my GitHub MCP server so that I can transform that MCP server from STDIO format to streamable HTTP so that it's a proper service running in my Kubernetes cluster. And I couldn't get it working. So I was debugging, the proxy logs. I was debugging my service, the GitHub MCP server. I just couldn't figure out why. So I had to bug one of the developers working on the proxy a lot more closer than me. And she couldn't figure out it either. So I shared all the YAMLs with her. I had her also debugging in her cluster. But when I tested with the MCP client, which is the MCP inspector, it works fine if I don't go through the proxy. It just didn't work when it goes through the proxy. So eventually, the top committer of CNCF award, John Howard, who is also a maintainer on the project, he's like the best of the best in the cloud native, and he has very sharp eye, and he find out what was my problem. The problem was I had a typo in the selector name. So the service, they couldn't select the deployment through label selector, but the deployment was working fine. And that's causing the proxy was not routing the traffic as a sidecar to proxy through. So that was my story of my embarrassment. And with that story, I started thinking, I wish I had a second eye with me to help me. And it was a simple mistake, a silly mistake. And I had to bug two of the best developers on the project to really get some to figure out why. So I think a year from that moment now, AI agents are getting a lot better. So let's see what they can do for us. All right, this is my Kubernetes cluster. I've kind of built a demo application for all of us today. And this is also why I asked some of you to sit in, because I don't want you guys are too spread out. So feel free to grab a seat if you can now. And I'm on campus Wi-Fi, so if you're not using network, I would highly appreciate that. I have my front end. I have an application running front end, back end. As you can see in the default namespace, I also built a Vision MCP server, which we're going to have some fun together. And I have also deployed a dedicated gateway for my front end application. And I've set up port forwarding, which I'm sure many of you do, so that I can access easily through the gateway to my front-end application on port 8888. So the first thing I'm going to do is, I don't think I need slides, maybe I do. So I'm going to visit the localhost 8888, which is the gateway port. Okay, so I got no healthy endpoints. This is how many of you actually hit this error before? It's a very popular error, and it can be anything, right? Because it can be your pod was not running, or maybe your route was not working, or maybe you had a label selector match, or maybe you had just could be anything, or maybe you have a network policy that was blocking the traffic. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to use cursor. Actually, I'm going to restart my cursor just because my network was not working before because I had to shut down my laptop. So by the way, this demo is more challenging than my KubeCon demo. So when we were in my KubeCon demo for Amsterdam, this is more challenging because I don't have my laptop consistently running, so I had to be more, get it up and running. Okay, so I do have cursor well up with a couple of MCP server, which is Argo CD MCP server and also K-Agent MCP server. So the first thing I'm going to ask is using Argo CD MCP server, can you show me the list of Argo CD applications? So hopefully that's something easy. Let's see if we can do it. So I'm hoping it would show you how I deploy my application, which I just went through with you. And I'm going to go ahead and approve that, right? We can't trust our agent a lot of times. Okay, so I have this application running through Argo, as you can see in my Kubernetes cluster. And this is the application repository that we deploy, and the path is the YAML right here. So the status is healthy from an Argo perspective. So that doesn't help me with debugging. So next, I'm going to ask using voice. Hello, what K-agent agents do you have access to? Agents. Okay, so with that, hopefully it would show me the list of agents I have running in K-agent, which you should be able to see. I should have two agents. One is my AI reliability agent. The other one is the agent doesn't augment with any skills. So come back to here. It says I have two agents. Okay, so it's going to ask me, by the way, is the font big enough for folks in the back? Yes? Perfect, you guys have good eyes. Okay, so what I'm going to ask is, yes, can you help me what's the error message we got? No healthy endpoints, okay. When I access the front end service from the agent gateway, default namespace, please create a PR for me. You can grab repo from the Argo CD application. All right. Do you think that's a good message? Anything I missed? Yeah? All right, let's go ahead, try that. Okay, so basically what I'm trying to ask is, can you help me debugging, right? Because I could go debugging, like I said, I could look at the pod logs, I can look at everything, but let's see if the agent actually can help me, because sometimes as human, how many of you actually enjoy vibe coding? Don't be shy, only a few. I mean, I do it all the time, because if there's anything can make me productive, why not, right? So come back to K-agent here. This is going to be a little bit interesting. So I think we called this AI agent. Okay, and you can see the messages coming here, and K-agent is doing a lot of work here. So we'll see if, looks like it's creating branch. Okay, that looks promising. Let's come back to cursor. It's still running. I mean, it's a complicated task, right? Because you have to kind of figure out what's going on. And then you have to identify, test the pod connectivity, check if the pods are healthy, looking at the logs. So you can see the agent was doing a lot of things. It's getting resource, describing the resource, creating the branch. It's actually created the branch. Let's see if it's, oh, looks like there is a pull request. Oh my gosh, it actually did happen. Okay, so let's click on this. This is the non-deterministic of the agent, right? You always worry it doesn't do the work. But it's helpful because it's another pair of eyes that can help you. All right, so it's basically, it detect I have a port matching on the route. So what I'm going to do is confirm that, because I don't want blindly trust my agents. So I'm going to the services and I'm going to check the front end service. You can see, okay, it is running on port 80. So that looks good. So apparently I had a typo there, just like I had a typo a year ago. So what I'm going to do is go ahead, approve this. All right, once it's approved, do you agree, by the way? Yeah? Yeah? All right, let's go ahead and merge this. All right, once it's merged, I'm going to use Argo to sync that change down. Right, and I'm going to go ahead and refresh this. Hey, we got patient running. But this is not great because I want to build something special for this community. So what I'm going to do is I actually have a version 2 of this application running, and I want to ask my agent to roll out to version 2. To save some time, I'm just going to copy paste here the messages I'm going to send to the agent. So as you can see, I'm going to ask the AIRE agent, can you create a PR for me and grab the repo from the Argo CD application and create a version 2 of the front YAML and use this particular image I built for KCD New York, and also modify the HTTP route to route 80% of the traffic to version 2 because we want to test it, right? But we don't feel comfortable enough to do 100%. So let's do 80% first. And go ahead and approve that. I know we're a little bit short on time, so I'm trying to go as fast as I can. But I did lost 5 minutes because the debugging of the machine connectivity issue before me. So, okay, so I'll hop onto K-Agent here. We should be able to see that request coming in. By the way, one good thing about using cursor to drive my agent through K-Agent is cursor is much better with context prompt engineer than me. So you can see, even though I ask a cursor to do something, cursor actually did it so much better than me because cursor knows how to interact with the agent. So effectively, I'm using my agent in cursor to drive my agent in Kubernetes powered by K-Agent. Oh, we got the pull request. Let's see if it's correct. All right, so we asked to use front-end version 2. The most important thing is using this image. So I think it did it. And the port number looks right here. And we also asked to route 20% to the first version and 80%. What do you all think? Yes? Looks good. All right, let's do it. All right, finger crossed. We got this merged. And we come back to Argo and we sync this down to my cluster. So now we should hopefully, let's see if Argo sees front-end version 2. Let's see if I have, hopefully network is good so I can deploy version 2 fast. Looks like it's running. All right. So let's go back to our UI here. Where is my UI? All right. Let's hit the magic refresh button. All right, that is version 2. And if I refresh multiple times, you can see it goes back to version 1 sometimes. So you can see it is 80% about. All right, now it's a fun time. We all begin. Let me start my camera. I don't have a Zoom today, so apologies. I couldn't get permit, so maybe next time when I come to KCD, New York. All right, I'm going to put the camera on you because you are more pretty than me. All right. Unfortunately, I don't have a way to capture the audience here entirely because it's a room I didn't know. So I'm just going to capture the front end audience right here. But you all feel free to squeeze if you want to see yourself in the image. And ready to take your picture? All right, we're not analyzing engagement today. So, and what should I do? Ask, please greet my audience and can I make you all dance? Make them dance. Add some New York vibe. Okay, I'm not sure what's going to do. Honestly, first time I'm doing this. Right. So what's going to happen is the front end application going to talk to the back end application, and the back end application is going to talk to the Vision MCP server. The MCP server is going to call Gemini, which had a model called VIA, which hopefully can generate something cool and interesting. I think I have my audio enabled. Let me double check on that. Okay, so I have my audio enabled. Just hopping onto Kayali here. This is a dashboard for Istio. And because I'm running everything in ambient, so you can actually visualize what is running in my cluster. Service good. You can stand. I'm so sensitive to trying to make it. That's winning. Hello, that's called me. You're the hero today. I think I'm running pretty much out on time, but just quickly to show you the application we're running in my cluster. We have AI agent that helps us to troubleshooting, roll out a version 2 of our front end application. We had, let's see. We have the front end application. You can see version 1, version 2. We're accessing through Agent Gateway, go through the backend, go through the Vision MCP. We also have Agent Gateway running here with Argo and GitHub MCP server. So I have multiple Agent Gateway running, and all the traffic in the cluster is secure through mutual TLS because I'm running is still ambient. All right, I think that is my talk. So I would hope to inspire you all to have conversations today, building this, praise each other. I can make you all dance in real, but I made you dance virtually. So enjoy KCD New York. And this is my LinkedIn. Like to connect with me. I would love to hear from you, and maybe you'll be here on stage one day. Share your journey and endorsement. Thank you.